Hey, Popeye are the latest.
Good morning, Popeye. Grandma watch Popeyes every morning and every night.
Greetings, viewers and subscribers. So in today's journey, we are still driving in Brooklyn, in the United States of America. So, continue to sit back, continue to relax and enjoy this journey with me. Now, you would have heard about the early morning raid yesterday, in which the police captured two of Westmoreland's most wanted hoodlums. They were captured in the Lagood area, in the Witham police area in the parish of Westmoreland. We are not going to be saying much about that now, because we are compiling the full story about both hoodlums, one called Bull and one called TJ. And we are going to be bringing you the full story shortly. So stand by for that. Now, this first incident, it took place Wednesday night, June 29th, 2022, about 9 o'clock. It took place along the Linders Hill main road in the parish of Westmoreland. Now, we are learning that a 38-year-old architect, he was driving a Nissan La Festa motorcar. He was driving from Montego Bay towards Witham direction. It is suspected that this man, he was driving at a fast rate of speed because whilst he was in the process of negotiating a corner, it is said that he stepped on the brake. The car skidded for about 50 feet to the left side of the road and it hit into a concrete culvert. The car continued for about another 30 feet, hitting down a man and a woman who were walking along the road. Now, the man, his name is Mr. Kenneth Aitken. He was otherwise called Cecil and he was 62 years old. He was a farmer, and the lady who was hit down, her name is Miss Roseanne Hall. She was otherwise called Mary and she was 56 years old. She is a vendor and both she and Mr. Aitken, they lived at Linders Hill. Now, both persons, they received serious injuries and were rushed to the Savannah Lamar Hospital where they were admitted in a serious condition. But on Friday, July 1, 2022, Mr. Aitken, he succumbed to his injuries. Sad indeed. We are hoping that Miss Hall, she's able to pull through. Now, condolences to the family and friends of this hard-working farmer, Mr. Aitken. May his soul rest in peace. Now, we carried a story about that 17-year-old hoodlum on your screen. His name, let me remind you, is Jayre Francis. He was popularly known as Jay. We told you that Jay, he was shot and killed early Thursday morning by members of a rivaling gang. Well, we have some new information for you. We are being told that Jay, he was not killed by members of a rivaling gang. In fact, he was killed by some so-called friends. We are told that Jay, he was spotted the Wednesday night at Harmony Town, where he had gone to a wakeyard for his grandfather's wife. We are told that Jay, he was armed with a gun at the wakeyard. It is said that he left the wakeyard in the company of some so-called friends. We are told that they went on a move that same night. Now, are you following me? So after they made that move, they dropped off Jay near to his home. But these so-called friends, they had a plan. So when they dropped off Jay, they put the plans into motion. They took down Jay and took away the gun from him. They also took back the spoils from him that they had shared, shot him, then cut his throat. Where Jay lived, we are told that at least 3 other cronies usually sleep at the same house. All youngsters and members of the Delete squad. Now, the hoodlums who took out Jay, they also went over to the house to search for him. The plan was to dirt all of them and took away their guns, but none of them were at home at the time. We are told that Jay's cronies, they know exactly who killed Jay. So let me ask you something. You feel like say the mayhem I go done for now? We can wish all we want, but the reality is, ah boy. And still in Westmoreland. Now, this incident, it has land dispute written all over it. We are told that a close family member is the person who ordered the killing, because he and this gentleman, they are embroiled in disputes over dead left land. It took place at Sterling in Grangeville in the parish of Westmoreland. It took place last night, Saturday, July 2, 2022, about some minutes to 9 o'clock. We are learning that residents of the area, they reportedly heard loud explosions sounding like gunshots. As a result, they called the police. Now, when the police went and made checks, they saw a man. His name is Mr. Joseph Scott. He was 60 years old and he was a construction worker. He lived at the same address. They saw Mr. Scott. He was lying face down in a pool of blood. He had gunshot wounds to his upper body. Mr. Scott, he was transported to the Savannah Lamar Hospital, where he was officially pronounced DEAD. Now, when this crime scene was processed, our information is that 4 9mm spent shells were recovered from the scene. Like I said, this killing, it has land dispute written all over it. And I know no stranger who ordered this killing. It was somebody who is very close to Mr. Scott. Now, this next incident, it took place at Freeman's Hall in the Waitabit police area in the parish of Trelawny. It took place last night, Saturday, July 2, 2022, about 10 o'clock. We are learning that a man, well, that man that you're seeing on your screen, his name is Lorenzo Fortella. He was otherwise called DJ LASCO, and he was 28 years old. He lived at Freeman's Hall in the parish of Trelawny. So we are learning that last night, LASCO, he arrived home. He was accompanied by his girlfriend. She is said to be in her mid-20s. We are told that LASCO, he opened the grill to the veranda of the house and was about to enter when several gunshots were fired behind him and his girlfriend. Now, when they looked around, they saw a group of hoodlums, all armed with guns. The hoodlums, they opened gunfire at both of them. Now, LASCO's girlfriend, she managed to run off and hide inside of the house. The hoodlums, they then made good their escape. When the shooting subsided, the lady, she realized that she was shot. She received gunshot wounds to her buttocks. When she went back and checked outside, her boyfriend LASCO, he was seen lying on the ground with gunshot wounds all over his body. The police were called and DJ LASCO and the lady, they were taken to a nearby hospital where LASCO, he was pronounced DEAD, and the lady, she was admitted in a stable condition. The mayhem. So let me ask you something. Let me ask you something. Have you hit on the like button as yet? Or the stories are too interesting so you have forgotten? Remember, hit on the like button. If you have not yet subscribed, we are now over 103,000 subscribers. Continue telling a friend to tell a friend. And if you have not yet subscribed, remember to hit on the subscribe button. Then hit on the notification bell, then click all. So that whenever we upload a new video, you will be the first to be notified. Now, the final story for today. It took place broad daylight. Yesterday afternoon, Saturday, July 2, 2022, some minutes to 1 o'clock. It took place at Timber Close in the Mount Salem police area in the parish of St. James. Now, we are learning that a young man, his name is Lavin James, but he was popularly known as Lavi. He was 21 years old and he lived at Timber Close in St. James. So yesterday afternoon, Lavi, he was at his home with his mother. His mother, she's in her early 40s. So Lavi, he was at home when he received a phone call. Now, this phone call was from a so-called friend. This so-called friend, he's called Shati. Well, his first name is Patrick, and we are told that he's in his mid-20s. So, Shotty, he called Lavi and told him to meet him on the road outside. Lavi, he went outside and he stood along the roadway for a moment. Shortly after that, a white Toyota Mark X motor car drove up. The friend killer who had called Lavi earlier, Shotty, he was seated on the back seat of the car. The car drove up and stopped beside Lavi. Lavi, he went into the car for a while and spoke to the persons who were in the car. Then he came back out. He stood beside the car and was still talking to Shotty and the two other persons who were in the car, when we are told that Shotty, who was sitting in the back of the car, he pulled a gun, pointed it at Lavi, and BAM! He shot Lavi. Lavi, he fell to the ground. Shotty then came out of the car, stood over Lavi, pointed the gun directly at him, and bam, 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 bam! He pumped some more bullets in Lavi's body. Lavi's mother, who was still in the house and saw all that was happening, she ran out of the house onto the road to her son. You know what this friend killer Shotty did? He pointed the gun at the lady. Bam, 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 bam! He fired at Lavi's mother. He and his cronies, they then made good their escape in the said Toyota Mark X motor car. The lady, she received gunshot wounds to her left leg. The police, they were called, and when they went to the scene, they saw Lavi. He was lying on his left side. He had gunshot wounds to his upper body. He appeared to have died on the spot. Now, Lavi's mother, she was taken to a nearby hospital where she was treated and admitted in a stable condition. We are told that when this crime scene was processed, 8 9mm spent shells were recovered from the scene. We are also told that the police, they have identified the owner for this Toyota Mark X, and we are expecting a breakthrough in this case shortly. The mayhem continues. Blessed love, everybody.
Tell a friend for tell a friend for tell a friend about Popeye NewzLynx and PNL Blog TV. Like, subscribe and share. Quicksilver sing, if we just unite, what a country this will be. If we just unite, Jamaica live in unity. If we just unite, what a country this will be. If we just unite, Jamaica live in unity. Hey, crime it a mash up Jamaica. Criminals them a mash up Jamaica. Jamaicans mash up Jamaica. Oh Jamaica, me sweet Jamaica. Crime it a mash up Jamaica. Criminals them a mash up Jamaica. Jamaicans mash up Jamaica. Oh Jamaica, me sweet Jamaica. I coulda sunshine or rain. Jamaica, no problem, no pain. Rude boy them no out can't tame, but me want me country back. Give me country back. To the street and the lane, everybody them start complain. Bloodshed, what a shame, but me want me country back. Give me country back. Crime it a mash up Jamaica. Criminals them a mash up Jamaica. Jamaicans mash up Jamaica. Oh Jamaica, me sweet Jamaica. Crime it a mash up Jamaica. Criminals them a mash up Jamaica.